What's poppin', y'all? Welcome to the first ever Front Cover Podcast YouTube video. And as you can tell from the title, I'm here to talk about Giannis and his Supermax extension and the comparisons, I guess, between him and Dirk Nowitzki, obviously, the one-time champion and the beloved star of Dallas. But before we begin, this is the first video, so my name is Trey Wilkinson. I am 16, almost 17, I'll be 17 in 13 days. That's a dub. Watch out for that one. And I'm 6'2", and yes, I can dunk. Before we get any farther, obviously, you know, and this will be hanging up eventually behind me, like right over here or something. But for the meantime, I'll just show it every once in a while. And before we get, we have a mascot for this channel. We got a mascot, and this guy. It's Christmassy. It's Santa Claus. It's supposed to be Santa Claus. I made it when I was in like 3rd grade, so it doesn't really look like Santa Claus, but it's kind of creepy. We need a name for it, so comment below what the name should be for this dude. No, that's my name. Obviously, yes, that's my name, so don't say that. But I'm expecting some creative names down there, so get to it. But I guess we'll get right into Giannis. I was supposed to have this first video be, because I wrote an article for Phenom Media, link will be in the description, about why extending Paul George was a good move for the Clippers. That was what this video was supposed to be, but Giannis signed Supermax this morning, so I guess that's what this video has to be now. So Giannis signed Supermax. I've been saying for weeks on my podcast, link will be in the description, about why Giannis shouldn't sign Supermax and he should wait it out, because what I was thinking was just make an article about this. Make the Milwaukee Bucks prove to you that they are willing to go all in to win for you while you're in your prime. And I guess they kind of did that a little bit. They got Drew Holiday, won the bidding war for Drew Holiday, throwing basically all the picks, plus Eric Bledsoe and George Hill. So they got Drew Holiday, which is good. It seemed like they got Bogdanovich in their minds. It seemed like they really thought they got Bogdanovich. Obviously, that didn't happen. He didn't actually agree to the deal, which is kind of an important part of a signing trade. He actually had to agree to the sign before you get traded. But he's on the Hawks now, and a part of that interesting team. But it seemed like the Bucks were really certain that Bogdanovich was coming because their bench is absolutely terrible. And I did pick them to get the 1 seed, but if they drop down to the 3 seed, maybe even the 4 seed, I wouldn't be too surprised, because their 6 mans like Pat Connaughton, Jay Augustin, Bryn Forbes, probably Bobby Portis is the backup center. He's not bad, but there's no defense in that on a bench unit. So you also have defense in Giannis, who won DPOY, defense in Holiday, who's one of the best defensive guards in the league. But apparently to Giannis, I didn't think it was enough for Giannis to say this is where I want to be. He loves Milwaukee. It's the type of person that he is. He's different from Kawhi Leonard. He's different from Anthony Davis. He's different from some other superstars that we've seen, even James Harden, who he loves the place that he's in. He loves the people around him. He loves the organization. He loves the teammates. He loves the situation that he's in. And I guess he's willing to keep that with a lower chance of winning instead of moving on to a place where he doesn't love as much. Maybe he goes to Dallas and doesn't love as much. Maybe he goes to Golden State, doesn't love as much, with a higher chance of winning. So it seems like he's content where he is right now, even if it means not a guaranteed chance of winning. Because if we're being honest, if he goes to Dallas and teams up to Luka and Kristaps, they're winning a championship, or at least they're a dynasty for 10 years. 2 young stars. Luka might pick to win an MVP. Giannis has won back-to-back MVPs. Then if you think about him going to Miami, that's Bam, that's Jimmy, that's Giannis, that's Tyler Hero, that's whoever else they bring in, and that's a great team. I don't think it would be as good as Luka and Giannis, but still a great team. Then you also have a chance that he would have gone to LA with either Clippers or Lakers. Chance he would have gone to Golden State Warriors, however slim those 2 chances were. maybe a chance he goes to New York, but I don't think that was ever happening. And if you thought that was happening, you're lying to yourself. But it seems like he thought the Bucks did enough, and maybe they have, but I would imagine that he will regret it come a year, maybe not even that. And he always has a chance to opt out, or not opt out, to request a trade in the next 5 years or so. So that potentially could happen. But I thought he should have waited, because unless he like retired or like died, the Supermax would be waiting for him this next offseason, because he was an unrestricted free agent before he signed his extension next offseason. So I would be waiting for him. And a lot of other deals from a lot of other teams, if they have, regardless if they have money to offer him a max or not. But I guess maybe he wants to be the next Dirk, because Dirk was a guy who didn't leave, who didn't want to leave, who wanted to stay in Dallas for his life, his career, maybe his life, who knows, we'll see. But his career, and it paid off eventually. He got a ring that means so much more to him than I feel like those KD rings means to KD, or some other rings to other people, who knows. Like maybe even Miami rings for LeBron, maybe those don't have a bigger place in his heart as Dirk's ring has in Dirk's heart, you know what I mean? So maybe he also wants to be that type of guy, the guy who wins a couple MVPs, but he has that one ring, he has that one special season or two with the team that drafted him, the team that developed him, the team that gave him his bag, the team that loved him and he loved them back. And Giannis is different from all these other guys, like I said. So maybe it'll work out, but I don't really think it will that well, because like I said, the depth is terrible. They have limited defense coming off the bench. There's something else I want to talk about too, but I can't think of it right now. So, oh, free agency. Next offseason, we're supposed to have Paul George. Well, we have the potential. We have the potential to have LeBron, Kawhi, Paul George, Giannis, Anthony Davis. Those 5 guys could have been in free agency next offseason. Now there might be one, Kawhi. And I doubt he'll be leaving Los Angeles. He spent so many years trying to get to Los Angeles, trying to get to San Diego, which is where he lives now, which is that fact where he's living is creating a lot of stuff in the Clippers locker room apparently. But that's for another video, another thing. Now none of them will be there. Extension for LeBron, extension for Paul George, extension for Giannis, new deal for Anthony Davis, all max deals for all 4 of those guys. Kawhi, whether he opts in or not, he'll probably be staying in Los Angeles, and he can't go to the Lakers because they're capped out. So I don't know what free agency. I think Victor Oladipo, Rudy Gobert, unless he's extension eligible as well, so he might be there. Actually, I'm gonna look it up real quick. What free agents will be free agents next offseason? Okay, so there's three guys that have player options. Chris Paul, 39 mil, he'll opt in. Kawhi Leonard, 34 mil, he'll probably opt in or sign a deal with them is my prediction. Blake Griffin, he has a 34 mil option. He might opt in. It depends, because Detroit doesn't seem to, I mean, maybe he loves it there, but I haven't really seen anything that makes me think he does. So maybe he will want to get out, because everyone thought Gordon Hayward was going to opt in, and he opted out and then got a bigger deal, to be honest. Mike Conley, Kyle Lowry, Paul Millsap, DeMar DeRozan, Drew Holiday, Gobert, Drummonds, Oladipo, Marcus Aldridge, all those guys are free agents. Like I said, Rudy Gobert is extension eligible actually for the Supermax, so that could be interesting. There's some solid free agents. I mean, there's no Giannis, there's no LeBron, there's no Paul George, but there's solid free agents. Dennis Schroeder, Evan Fournier, Gorgie Dieng, I should know how to say his name. I've been in this game for too long and I don't know how to say his name. Gorgie Jang, just know that one. Who's actually making 15.7 mil. So that is atrocious. So Memphis will be getting out that deal. So maybe they'll have some money to throw around in free agency next season. But alright, that's basically it. Today's video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, share. Because we trying to grow, baby. We trying to grow.